Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news, ladies and gentlemen. If you've been paying attention to the NFL buzz lately, you know the landscape in the NFC North is buzzing with some serious speculation. And one of the most intriguing rumors involves the Green Bay Packers potentially making a blockbuster move that could reshape their entire offensive dynamic. That's right, there's talk about the Packers possibly acquiring Nico Collins from the Houston Texans. And let me tell you, if this trade goes through, it could be a game changer for Green Bay's offense, especially their passing attack. Now, the rumor mill, fueled by ESPN insiders and NFL analysts, suggests that the Texans, sitting at a solid 7-5, are open to trading Nico Collins in exchange for a future second-round pick in the 2026 draft. The Texans are currently struggling with their pass rush, especially on the defensive line, and their offense, while promising, has shown some inconsistency. They're also sitting with a cap space of around $8 million, which gives them some flexibility. The Texans' motivation for this trade mainly revolves around their desire to bolster their defensive front, especially with the focus on improving their pass rush. The Texans have been somewhat cautious about targeting receivers like Nico Collins because they're aiming for a rebuild that involves more cap flexibility and draft capital. From what I can gather, the Texans see Collins as a valuable piece, but also recognize that they could land a significant draft asset in return that might help them rebuild their roster more effectively. And the Packers, on the other hand, are eyeing this move as a way to add a reliable, explosive wide receiver to their arsenal, someone who can take their aerial game to the next level. Collins, a third-round pick back in 2021, has been steadily developing into a key target, especially because of his route-running skills and ability to gain separation. He's a perfect fit for what the Packers need right now, a receiver who can create mismatches and help Jordan Love elevate his game. Collins' career stats over his 5 seasons are pretty impressive. He's played in 62 games, recording 275 receptions for 425 yards, averaging nearly 15 yards per catch, with 23 touchdowns. His 2023 for season has been solid, with 57 receptions on 95 targets for 795 yards and 4 touchdowns in just 11 games, showing consistency even with some minor injuries. His PFF receiving grade hovers around an impressive 82. And he's known for his precise route running and ability to gain yards after the catch. His style reminds many Packers fans of old-school, reliable receivers. Think of the kind of weapon that can really stretch defenses and open up opportunities for the run game and underneath routes. What makes Collins even more appealing to Green Bay is his projected impact. Analysts say he could add over 10 yards in a season with the Packers, boosting their offense's efficiency by more than 20% in EPA per target. His ability to create separation, about 4 yards more than most current Packers wideouts, and his YAC yards after catch per reception could be exactly what Jordan Love needs to keep the chains moving and keep defenses honest. In addition, his presence on the field would significantly improve third down conversions, which currently sit at around 49.3%. With Collins, that number could jump to over 54%, a huge boost in a league where every third down matters. And when it comes to red zone threats, Collins has shown he's capable of making clutch catches, 4 touchdowns in just 11 games so far, making him a reliable target when the Packers are looking to punch it in from close range. His size, route precision, and YAC ability make him a matchup nightmare, especially when paired with the likes of Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs. The Packers' offense has been somewhat inconsistent this season, but adding a player like Collins could bring a new level of explosiveness, especially in critical moments. Now let's talk about the bigger picture. The Packers are currently sitting at 8-3-1, and with the playoffs approaching, adding a proven receiver like Collins could be exactly what they need to make a deep postseason run. The team's offensive stats have been decent, but they've lacked that consistent second threat to take some pressure off Watson and Doubs. Collins would bring reliable hands, route versatility, and a knack for making big plays, exactly what the Packers need to push their offense to elite levels. It's worth noting that projections have his odds of winning the Super Bowl jumping from plus 900 to about plus 600 if this trade happens, reflecting the belief that he could be a real X-factor in the playoffs. The NFL landscape is always shifting, and this move could trigger a domino effect. The Texans might be looking to rebuild quickly, and with their odds of winning the Super Bowl at plus 2,000, they might be willing to take some risks to accelerate their rebuild. For the Packers, this trade signals a serious push for a championship, especially considering their current roster needs and the fact that their offense could use a shot in the arm. Plus, with Jordan Love continuing to develop, having a reliable, explosive receiver like Collins would give him even more confidence and options to stretch the field. Beyond the immediate impact, this potential trade also signifies a changing of the guard in the NFC North. The Vikings have been inconsistent, and the Lions are still trying to find their rhythm, but the Packers are setting themselves up to be serious contenders by adding this kind of talent. It's reminiscent of the days when the Packers had a deep, talented receiving core that could take over games. Think back to the Rodgers era and the legendary connection with Davante Adams. If Collins joins the squad, it's easy to see Green Bay reestablishing that kind of offensive dominance and making a strong statement heading into the postseason. The fans are excited, and rightfully so. This kind of move would send shockwaves through the league, and it would definitely energize the Packers faithful who have been waiting for that next big step to get back to Super Bowl contention. The team's front office is known for being strategic, and if they see Collins as a piece that fits their championship puzzle, they'll pull the trigger. And with the current cap situation and draft capital, it's a move that could be both smart and bold. Of course, nothing is set in stone yet, but the signs point to a potential shift in offensive philosophy for Green Bay. If this trade materializes, it would not only upgrade their passing game, but also send a message to the rest of the league that the Packers are all in for a deep playoff run, possibly even a Super Bowl push. Fans are hopeful that this is the beginning of a new chapter, one where Green Bay's offense becomes unstoppable, and the team finally gets over that playoff hump that has eluded them for the past few seasons. In the end, this speculation highlights just how important adding dynamic playmakers is in today's NFL. The Packers know that to compete with the best, they need weapons that can stretch defenses and create mismatches, exactly what Nico Collins can bring to the table. With his ability to gain yards after the catch, create separation, and deliver in clutch moments, he could be the missing piece that pushes Green Bay over the edge. So stay tuned, Packers fans, because if this trade goes through, it's going to be one of the most exciting developments of the season. And trust me, this is exactly the kind of move that makes us believe this team is destined for something special once again. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Green Bay Packers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So what do you think, Packers fans? Could Nico Collins be the spark that finally propels Green Bay back to Super Bowl greatness? Will this move be enough to push them over the top and finally get that elusive championship? The NFL is always full of surprises, and this one could make all the difference. I want to hear your thoughts. Drop your comments below. Tell me what you think about this potential trade and how you see Collins fitting into the Packers' offense. Your opinion really matters to us, and it's what makes this community so special. And don't forget, I'll be back very soon with more updates and analysis. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and as always, go Pack Go.